All right, yogis, we're going to get ready and start in child's pose. Thank you for joining us today on empoweredmovement.com, where we do our hot fusion flow. My name is Paige, and I'm excited to get started. So we're going to start in child's pose because at the yoga joints, we like to start in our child's pose to give us permission to really kind of press pause on our day and give ourselves permission to slow down a little bit. We oftentimes step on our mat in 6th gear, which is great. We're blessed and we're busy and we have a lot going on, but it's really important to start to slow down, connect with your breathing, excuse me, connect with Ujjayi, so we can really move through this practice for what it was intended for, which was to move blockages out of our body so we can sit in meditation. So throughout this next hour, we're going to connect with our bodies and flow, get strong, get flexible, mentally, physically, and spiritually. So as you're finding your way to your child's pose, drawing your hips towards your heels, starting to relax the shoulders and reach the arms out, turn on the Ujjayi breath, the big inhales and really big, strong exhales. And this will start to blanket your central nervous system. And one of the reasons why we want to blanket the central nervous system is because throughout the day, we have different stressors in our life, and we can go into our sympathetic nervous system, which is like the brainstem, that fight or flight. And when we start to breathe deeply in our yoga practice, we get out of that sympathetic and we go into parasympathetic. So it moves us into parts of our brain, the prefrontal lobe, the prefrontal cortex, the parts of the brain that make us feel more peaceful and allow us to feel more grounded. So yogis, breathe. And then set some intentions for your class. So the intentions can be like little prayers that you say to yourself. They can be a mantra. They can be just a motivational saying. Whatever it is, use these intentions to guide you and motivate you in the next hour, because yogis, yoga can bring up some self-limiting belief systems, some boundaries that you may have on your body or that somebody else has put on you energetically. So we start to move through these limiting thoughts. So the intentions help us with that. From here, let's find our way to tabletop pose. So in tabletop pose, make sure you find your alignment. Line up the shoulders, elbows, and wrists, as well as the hips and knees. Just a neutral spine to begin with, starting to connect with your breath as well. We'll move through some cat-cows to wake up our spine. So let the belly dip, relax the shoulders, take your eye gaze up and find a big inhale through your nose. And then as you exhale, firmly press down, draw the chin to chest, pull the sternum bone up, rounding out your back body. Inhale, let your belly dip, relax the shoulders, take your eye gaze up, but soften your gaze. And then big, strong exhale, chin in, belly in, tail draws back towards your kneecaps. Inhale, let the belly dip, relax the shoulders, take your eye gaze up, widen through your chest and your clavicle. And then yogis, big exhale, press down, good breathing, firm up the belly, round and curl. Let's take a couple more at our own pace. So it's really important to start to feel your own rhythm. And once you start to feel your own rhythm in your body, that can help you process the poses. So take your time. There's really no right or wrong with that rhythm. Some people like to move slower. Some people like to move faster. That's the beauty of this yoga practice, is everybody gets what they need. Beautiful job, yogis. Let these cat-cows turn into your dancing lion. So you organically start to circle your hips and shoulders. Dancing lion is just a really free-flowing organic movement. There's no right or wrong. So this is where we sort of go into the body, look for the sticky parts, and then we use our breath and movement to push them out. So if you feel like you have a little bit more of a tightness in the shoulders or hips, then use the movement to move it out. Use the deep Ujjayi to get into those sticky parts of yourself and feel them exiting your body. Nice job, yogis. Come back to center. Eye of the needle flow. Take your right arm back up and around. So here we're starting to lubricate the shoulders. In our hot fusion flow that we do here at the yoga joint, we do a warm-up flow. And the warm-up flow is really going to help to lubricate the joints and start to turn on the muscles a little bit, getting them hot. Let's go ahead and rotate in the opposite direction and see how that feels today. Big inhales and really big, strong exhales. Check in, make sure you're not sinking into your left wrist. On your next go round, inhale, reach your right arm up. Now, really contract your back muscles so you can open up the front body, and then exhale, thread your needle. So they're gonna take their arm and reach it all the way to the left, drop down on the ear. The left hand can stay down as you see it is now. Some people use that as leverage to twist. Some people like to pick up their left hand and rest it on their back like Jeff is doing, or reaching up and over. Some people like to even take a bind. We have what we call yogi's choices in the flow, which means you as a yoga practitioner today taking the class can pick a choice that you like that may feel better. So here that would be to extend the left leg back and up. Remember guys, that is more advanced, and sometimes you can kind of weeble wobble right over. That's okay. If that happens, get back up and try again. That's what this practice is about when we fall, how we can get back up and try again. Using your core, guys, slowly come back to tabletop. So press in, press down. So we create that ground force reaction in the body. Other side, left arm back, up and around. Starting to lubricate the joints of the shoulders for the vinyasa portion of the flow. Making sure that you're not sinking down into your right wrist, because we would like to make sure that we're not sinking. So the more we press away in our yoga practice and activate muscle to bone connection, the better our body's gonna feel when we leave here. Let's go ahead and rotate in the opposite direction. See how that feels, spreading the intercostals, working through your breath. Inhale, yogis, reach up, and then exhale, thread your needle, reaching all the way through. So sometimes we refer to yoga, me and my business partner, Kelly Green, we refer to yoga like flossing your teeth. You know, we get up, we floss the teeth, we get rid of all that stuff and junk and bacteria. Yoga can be like floss for the body. So all these poses are really great. Here, she's really getting into the shoulder as Sylvia's moving into that twist deeper. Typically a twist, we don't want to twist too much because we don't want to agitate the hips, but here we don't have to worry about that because we don't have gravity pushing the hips. So any way you want to move in the pose. Beautiful, Jeff. One more breath. And then we'll slowly release back to the tabletop. So pick up all 10 fingers and spin the palms backwards. We'll just gently stretch out the insides of the wrist, inner elbows, bicep, triceps, head of our arm bone, the shoulders. Maybe lean back and forward a couple times. Just kind of testing out the water. Nice, yogis, make sure you're breathing deeply. Flip your palms and start to wiggle out your fingers. And then here, this action helps to stretch the tops of the wrist. Not only do we use this part of our body a lot, but also we're texting and typing and sitting at computers more than ever. And from this evolutionary, really anatomy standpoint, we're doing these weird things in our upper body now because we're always coming forward. So just stretch it out. So let's draw the knees together to touch, curl the toes, and physically sit back on the heels. Now here we're stretching the fascia of the feet. Interlace the fingers to the webbings of our hands, take the palms forward. Inhale, guys, reach up. And stay here, just really connecting with your waist, or take a small back bend. And if you like the small back bend, just be mindful because you are still in a warm-up flow. We never want to force the body. We want to get the body nice and warm before we go into these deeper expressions of our poses. Inhale, and then as you exhale, find tabletop pose. Point the toes and pat out the feet. Shake it out, maybe wiggle the feet, point and flex, whatever feels good. And then yogis, let's find our first downward facing dog. So we're nice and warmed up. Spread your fingertips nice and wide, curl your toes, lift your hips back and up. So you'll notice that everybody's hand placement is gonna be a little different. So either traditionally downward facing dog is taught with the index finger forward and the thumbs out. If you're experiencing some tightness in your upper shoulder area, you can draw the palms out a little bit and notice how that will widen the upper chest area, and that might give you a little bit more freedom. So don't get locked up on one way that you think your body needs to be in. Make sure you feel comfortable. So we keep the chin slightly away from the chest so the ears are lined up with the biceps and triceps. That way we're not cranking the neck. And then this pose is ultimately about the spine and about the backs of the legs. So you really want to think of lengthening the spine and lengthening the waist. Beautiful job, TJ, drawing down from your finger pads. Step your feet together, yogis, and take your right leg back and up. So we'll stay here and play. Just open and close the hips, bend and straighten the knees, start to circle out the ankles. Be really mindful that you're not bending your elbows there. If your elbows bend for a breath or two, that's fine, because that happens sometimes. You just don't want to sink too much, because over sinking can really wreak havoc in our joints and in our muscles and our tendons. So just be mindful of that. Take the leg up nice and high, come on the tippy toes, press down, start to round and curl, draw the knee towards the nose. So when the knee comes forward, we don't want to jam the nose back, because that puts pressure on our neck. So just nice neutral neck. Inhale, take the leg all the way up. Let's do the same thing. So draw the knee back towards the nose, look forward, yogis, and lightly step it through to a lunge pose. We'll press the back foot down and we'll walk our way to the left in a wide-legged fold. So wide-legged fold in the beginning of the flow, just taking our time, feeling it out. We'll walk our hands off the mat onto the bamboo, feeling this nice deep stretch. And as we're starting to feel this stretch, you want to do that same action of kind of hugging in the ribs. It's like we call it a yoga core set. So pull the ribs in, lengthen your spine, stay in your body. As soon as the thoughts that take you away from your practice come in, remember that's just a test. It's like the emergency broadcast system comes on when you're watching your favorite show and it said this is a test and only a test. It's the same. Our thoughts come up, situations in our life come up, and it's just the test. So see if you can stay with your breath no matter what. Nice job, yogis. Pick up your hands, spin your fingertips backwards, walking your fingertips all the way, reversing the pose, drawing the chin towards the chest. Now here, we can actually have the chin to chest connection because our shoulders aren't forward, putting pressure on the neck. Chin to chest connection will also help to really regulate your thyroid gland. Breathing here. Slowly release, right side lunge pose. From lunge, find a plank pose. So press down and pick the right foot up, bring it back. So plank is too intense, just drop down to the knees. But plank is our full body integration. So this is where we're creating a lot of internal heat. So feel that internal heat. Drop down to the knees, yogis. Walk the palms back a little bit to frame the ribs. So we will start with chaturanga on the knees. We call this grasshopper. So elbows in just like chaturanga. Chin and chest comes down to meet the mat. So this is a modified variation of a yoga push-up. This is a great thing to do throughout the flow if you need it. Let's curl the toes and slide down to the belly, preparing our body for our 3 cobras. So walk the palms back a little bit to frame the chest. Sometimes you like toes, heels touch. Sometimes you like feet, hips distance apart. It's up to you. So exhale, and then inhale, lift the chest. So soften through your breath first and foremost. So you notice how TJ's in the middle. He's lifting his palms up, which that's good. That means that he's really turning on his back muscles. This pose is not about your arms, but is about your back. So turn on those back muscles. Inhale. And then exhale, release the pose. Good job. We'll do it again for a second set. So maybe you want to use a little bit of the arm muscles, but still really stay true to what this pose is about, our back. So exhale. Inhale, lift up. Nice, beautiful. See if you can soften through your sternum. So your sternum pushes forward, your eye gaze goes up. Big breath in. And then exhale, release. Nice job. So we'll do our final set. We call this our yogi's choice. Exhale, and then inhale, lift up. Yogi's choice. Maybe you're starting to use a little bit more of your arms. So Sylvia's starting to move in towards more of a downward facing dog expression, lifting her thighs and knees, which is a great option here. Stay with your breath, yogis. Inhale. And then exhale, release. We'll find our way to downward facing dog. So any way you like to get there is good. Pushing up and back, relaxing the muscles in your face. Draw down from your fingertips. Stepping your feet together, left leg sweeps the sky. Open and close the hips. Bend and straighten the knees. Circle out the ankles. Again, check in. So go through that little mental checklist and make sure you're not sinking, because we want to stay true to the yoga by hugging in to expand out. When we sink, we create hypermobility. We want to create safe flexibility. So take your leg up to the sky, come high on the toes, round and curl the knee to nose in a rounded plank. Feel the belly. Inhale, take it all the way up. Draw the knee back towards the nose, look forward, and lightly step it through to lunge. Lengthen your spine, find your breath. Yes. Press your back foot down, walk it to a wide fold facing the window, the mirrors. Nice job, yogis. Let's take the hands to hips. Press down. Inhale, rise to stand. Roll your shoulder blades back, interlace the fingers behind your back, stick your sternum bone up, find a back bend, neutralize your tail. Big breath in, and then exhale, fold, shoulder stretch. If you find that it's difficult to bind, you can use a strap or a towel here. That can be a great option for you. As you're shifting your body weight from your heels towards the balls of the feet and toes, you might want to think about a micro bend in your knees if the hamstrings are really screaming at you. Remember, just like if anybody's screaming at you, you want to just find your breath. It's the same in yoga. If your hamstrings are screaming at you, just bend your knees a little bit and let that happen. Let's find one more big inhale and really soft exhale. Nice job, everybody. Stay in your fold. Just release your grip. Release the grip. Spin the left toes forward and find left side lunge. High plank pose. So get that full body integrated here. Shift a little bit forward. Inhale, halfway down, chaturanga. Roll into upward facing dog. Lift the chest. Take a big breath in. And then exhale, downward facing dog. So yogis, if you notice how Jeff on the left, he missed that up dog, that's because he's got a little soreness in his lower back. So that's the best thing about yoga is you cater it to your body. You don't ever have to take a day off if you're injured. You can just get on the mat and cater. Small little movements is still going to rush blood and oxygen into these injuries that we may get throughout our life. So make sure that you stick to what feels good to your body. Take your eye gaze forward and baby step your feet to the front of your mat. And when you get to the front, really utilize your core to help you get there, the pelvic floor, toes, heels touch. Let's grab opposite elbows and just give ourselves a little moment to stretch and create traction on our spine. All day long, we're sitting, we're maybe driving, and here you're just really giving the spine a nice stretch. Breathing, nice big inhales and exhales. So good. Let's release the grip, pull the navel to spine, and slowly roll up, one vertebra at a time. Tadasana mountain pose. Shoulders can come up and around, standing nice and tall. Inhale, reach your arms up. If you like a little back bend here, let's explore a small back bend. Reaching up, stretching back, feel the sternum lifting. Inhale, back up. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Nice job. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk, step or float, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Big breath in. And exhale, downward facing dog. Nice expressions, yogis. Feet together. Right leg sweeps the sky all the way up. Now elevate the pose. So come really high on the tippy toes. Round and curl, knee to nose. Feel your core. Inhale, sweep it up. Draw the knee back towards the nose and step it through for high crescent lunge. Press down. Inhale to rise up. So look up and reach up all in one. Sometimes when you're down and you're reaching up, you feel a little bit of compression in your back. So lift, yes, and lengthen your back body by your kidneys. Inhale, yes, and then exhale, reach forward, hover and hold. Feel your heart lengthen. So feel the spine lengthen, the back leg is engaged, the belly is engaged. Gently place the left hand down, and on your inhale, sweep your right arm up, twisting your lunge. So similar, yogis, to eye of the needle flow, we really turn on the back muscles, because the more we turn the back muscles on, the more the chest is going to open up. So feel that extension. Beautiful job, counter twist. Right hand to the inside of the foot on your in-breath. Left arm sweeps the sky. So again, turn on those back muscles. The more you really pull the muscles together, the more you're going to open up and feel the chest open. Let's all take the hands back to frame the right foot. Take a big inhale, and then as you exhale, start to straighten out the right leg for a Tadasana variation. So as your leg is starting to get warm and the muscles and the joints are starting to allow you in, you gotta breathe right down to where you feel it. If the right knee doesn't get straight, no worries, yogis. That's why you're practicing yoga. It's a yoga practice. It's not about perfection. It's this big process that we're moving through. So cut yourself some slack and just breathe. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. And on your exhale, let's walk our way back to the left in a wide fold. Find our peace finger bind. Inhale, roll your shoulders back, look forward, lengthen. And then exhale, fold. Yes, work your chest through. So we're utilizing our full body here. It's not just our arm strength that's helping us. It's actually our legs, our glutes, our spine, these big erector spinae muscles, our shoulders, and yes, of course, the biceps, triceps, and forearms. So this is another one of those full integration poses in the flow, working your chest through your thighs, angling your sitting bones or your tail up so you can really feel that stretch in the lower lumbar of the back. One more big breath, yogis. Inhale. Deepen the stretch on your exhale. Find that spine. So good. Slowly release. We're going to stay facing this side. Take the hands onto the hips. Press down. Rise to stand. Big inhale. Warrior two pose. Spin the right toes forward. Arms out. Back foot is still pressing actively down, especially the pinky toe sides of your feet. We'll pump our warriors. Inhale, reach your arms up over your head. Squeeze and lengthen again through your waist. And then exhale, warrior two pose, get low. Inhale, come up and squeeze, feel the length. And then exhale, warrior two, relax your shoulders. One more, guys. Inhale, come up and squeeze. And then exhale, warrior two. Feel the warrior, your own inner warrior. Let that guide you and strengthen you. Flip your right palm up. Let's exalt the pose. Reach up and back. So you're going to feel this in the right side of your body. This is a great extension. It feels so good, but you have to breathe. As you're allowing your right knee and shin to go forward, relax your toes so don't crunch into the feet. Push through your heels. Warrior two pose. Extended floor angle. So either modify the pose here by taking the forearm to thigh, spinning the bicep to ear. Maybe you would like to use a block, taking the block to the inside or the outside of the foot. Maybe you want to take your hands all the way down. Maybe you're taking a yogi's choice. Half bind, full bind, bird of paradise. If you take Visvamistrasana expression, near lamba, there's some fun. You can take funky forearm, arm balance. There's some fun things you can add on here. Because everybody's practice is a little bit different, you want to take about 5 to 8 breaths as you're exploring. Nice job, everybody. Warrior two, low lizard lunge. Cartwheel down to the inside of your right foot. Drop your back knee down. Heel toe the right foot to the front right corner. And then either come down onto your elbows or possibly stay up on your hands. You can also use your blocks. So I'm just going to show you here with TJ. Not that he wants to do it, but I'm going to make him do it. Come down onto the blocks with the forearms. Good. So you can also do that. You do not have to do that today. But if that helps you, what the blocks do is the blocks bring the floor closer to your body, essentially. So the blocks can be a great prop. That was a mouthful. Good. Inhale, lift up the chest. You can keep the foot 45 or flat, left hand down. Reach the right arm back, bend the knee, and grab a hold of the foot. Take a big inhale, lift up the chest, and then as you exhale, work the heel into the seat. Sometimes people can't grab their foot, that's normal. The quad is a big muscle, and the fascia that protects the quad is a lot. It covers a lot of surface area. So don't beat yourself up over it if you can't grab the foot. Just one day you'll get there. Good. Slowly release. Heel toe the right foot to the midline. Shift the hips back while you straighten out the right leg for a half split. Maybe even think about taking a full split. It's up to your ability. See what feels good. Wherever you are, yogis, breathe. In this pose, we want to keep the hips as square as we can, so we keep the groins and the gracilis and the quads, the hip flexors, all just kind of in a great alignment. Sometimes as you move out of the alignment, you feel like you're going deeper, but then that's just kind of pulling away those muscles to bones. So we want to make sure we don't do that. Flex your toes and think about the big toe pushing forward and the pinky toe pressing back. Let's give ourselves one more big breath. Big, big inhales and big, big exhales. Nice job, yogis. Let's all meet in downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, big breath in, shift forward, plank pose. Halfway down to chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Beautiful. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Keep breathing because the breath is going to really keep the body energized. Feet together, left leg sweeps the sky. High on the toes, knee to nose. We've been here before. Inhale, sweep it all the way up, really push up. Draw the knee back towards the nose, look forward, step it through. High crescent lunge. Press down, inhale, rise up. Take your time. So like we talked about on the right side, sometimes through the kidneys, we get a little bit locked up. Yeah, so breathe into the kidneys. Feel the waist get long. Inhale, and then as you exhale, reach forward, hover and hold. So in this pose, it will get the heart rate up, but yogis, the heart is a muscle we really want to use, so get the heart rate up. Place the right hand gently down, and on your inhale, sweep the left arm up. So we want to try to keep the hips as square as we can and lengthen through the spine. Really open up the chest by turning on your back muscles. So good, Jeff. And I love how Jeff is on his finger pads. We don't want to sink down into the wrist, so that's assuring that he's not going to sink. Little counter twist, left hand to the inside. Make sure that left knee doesn't splay off, but keeps in the midline, right arm up. Breathing, stay low in that knee and really turn on those back muscles. Breathing here. Nice job, yogis. Take your hands to frame your foot. Inhale, and then exhale, straighten out that left leg. And as you start to straighten out the leg, it could take some time. You want to try to level out your hips as much as you can, inner spiraling that right hip down. Jeff is using blocks. That's a great way to help him go a little bit deeper without any major pressure in the back. So keep the core involved, especially because he's got that little funkiness going on. Keep the belly lifted, the core involved. You can let the head go. One more big breath. Inhale, guys, look forward, lengthen. And on your exhale, press the back foot down and walk your way back to the right side. So our final set of this pose will have a yogi's choice option. So you can either bind your big toes, you can either grab the outsides of your feet, lengthen through your spine, taking your time. See where you want to go. Sometimes people like to take an option they've already taken, peace finger bind. Some people like to take an inversion expression. Tripod, like they're doing here, beautiful job. Tripod's not easy, it's more advanced, so make sure you're ready for it. Some people like to do forearm stand. Some people like to press up into their handstand. Jeff is doing a twist option. So everybody's body is going to be a little different. And that's what's so great about yoga, is we get to explore our differences within really feeling good about our body. So have fun with it, guys. Couple more breaths. Nice. Slowly start to release out of the pose. Take the hands to hips. Press down, and on your inhale, rise up to stand. Warrior two. So arms out, spin the left toes forward. Bend down into the right knees, so get nice and low. Relax your toes and really spread through your chest and your arms. Inhale, reach your arms up. Straighten out the legs, palms touch. Exhale, warrior two pose. Again like that. Inhale, come up and squeeze. Exhale, warrior two. Strong back leg. One more. Inhale, come up. And then exhale, warrior two. Let's pause. Flip the left palm and exalt the pose. Reach up and stretch back. Stay low in your front knee because you can. Spread your toes, push through your heels. Make sure you're not sinking into this back inner arch, so really lift. One more breath. And then warrior 2 to extended angle. So either forearm to thigh, bicep to ear. Maybe take the hand to the inside, outside, use your block. You've done this pose on the right side, so really, yogis, what you did on the right side, do on the left side. Watch your thoughts. Make sure that your mentor is holding the mic, not the tormentor. Allow the mentor to hold the mic inside. Yogis, on and off this mat, it's so important that we always remind ourselves of that. Breathe. Nice job, everybody. Warrior 2. Cartwheel the hands to the inside of the left foot. Low, lizard, lunge. Drop down. Again, you can utilize your blocks if you like. If you want to take your forearms down, the hips get tight. And it's been said that we hold a lot of stuff in the hips on an energetic level. So these poses are great to allow your breath to go into the hip and just kind of stay here for 5, 8, 10 breaths. See how that feels. Noticing if your left hip is coming forward a little bit, maybe angle the left hip back and the right hip forward. That will allow you to find a little bit more release and a little bit more extension in the pose. Let's find 2 more breaths. The bigger you breathe, the more your body's gonna allow you in. So we inhale for strength and we exhale for that depth. Inhale, lift the torso, plant the foot 45, right hand down, reach the left arm back, bend the knee, grab a hold of the foot. Press the shoulders back, lift up, inhale, and then as you exhale, work the heel to the seat. Excellent job, yogis, take your time. So again, like I said before with Jeff, notice how Sylvia and TJ are lifting up the back of their wrist just so they don't compress down. That can always be your option. Release, heel toe the foot to the midline. Shift your hips back, half split, maybe full split. Feel the breath. Flex the toes. Press the big toe forward and the pinky toe back. Allowing your leg to one day get straight. Again, maybe not today. Exploring what feels good. You notice everybody looks a little bit different because they're in their body. So yogis, stay in your bodies. Eventually that left hip shifts back, right hip a little forward. Similar to the pose we just did in the lizard, finding the hip extension. And then from here, we'll find downward face. So press down, lift up, downward dog. Shift forward, plank pose. Inhale big, chaturanga. Exhale, upward face. Inhale at the top of your upward face, and then exhale, downward face. Let's take our hands and walk them all the way back to meet our feet at the back of our mats. So with our feet hip distance apart, either peace finger binds or take your palms and slide them underneath your feet. So peace finger bind would be Pada Gustasana, and then Pada Hastasana would be the palms sliding underneath. And just like any of the poses, yogis, breathe first and foremost. Make sure you're staying present in your body. Think about your sitting bones lifting. Everybody looks great. On the exhale, maybe you can get your body weight a little bit more forward, working your face towards your shins. And then slowly release the grip. Let's press down. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Take the right hand and grab a hold of the left wrist, palm facing up. Inhale big, and then exhale, work the hips left and reach the body right. Ardha Chandrasana A variation. So here at the yoga joint, we like to take this Ardha Chandrasana variation, and then if you have a different variation, like bringing your feet together and interlacing, that's also an option, but we like this variation. Press down, inhale, rise up, switch the grip, left hand grabs the right, big breath in, pull the ribs together, and then exhale, hips right, body left. Just try to push into your heels, relaxing your toes. Yogis, just like side planks, the hip that you're stretching sometimes has a tendency to move back, so keep it forward. Press down, rise up, backward bend. Now it's your choice. If you want to support the lower back, that's a great option. If you want to keep your arms up, if you want to cactus arms, if you want to interlace behind the head, whatever. Remember the firing order of the back bend. We first lift, lengthen, then the head falls back. We never want to crank the neck back first and then try to move the spine. We're going against the firing order of the way the back bend works. So spine lengthens, then head falls back. One more breath. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold. Let it go all the way. Walk it out, downward facing dog. Take a big inhale, and then on your exhale, walk, step, or float, feet to hands. Inhale halfway with the lift. Exhale, fold. With our toes and heels touching, firm up the belly, firm up the legs. Utkatasana, sit low, bend the knees, reach up, chair pose. So yogis, chair is this interesting pose. We're sitting, but we're not just dumping all the energy down into the legs. So we're sitting, but we're reaching up. Yes, come halfway forward, half chair. Extend and lengthen through your waist. Now come up onto the heels, pressing into the tippy toes, really strengthening the feet once again. Now if you want to take a crow, find crow here. If not, find forward fold, which is a great option. So as you can see, they're exploring their crows a little bit. TJ's going to opt out of that. So you do what feels good. Then from here, we can walk, step, or jump back to chaturanga. Roll into upward face. Exhale, downward face. Nice job. Feet touch. Right leg sweeps the sky. We've obviously been here before. Knee towards the nose, and then shift it towards the left tricep, getting into those obliques. And then shift it back to the right tricep. Feel that. And then inhale, sweep it up. Good. Warrior one. So lunge, press the back foot 45 degrees, and on your inhale, reach up, stretch up. Now yogis, in the warrior one, make sure you're really activating your back foot, but remember, it's not just about the foot, it's about lifting the inner ankle, it's about lifting the inner knee, it's about lifting the inner thigh. Yes, take the hands to heart center. Warrior two will face the left. Straighten out the right leg, zip up the thighs, triangle pose. Inhale, and then on your exhale, reach forward. Take your hand to the shin, foot, or floor. So something in my own practice that I like to think about a lot is how can I emulate Tadasana? Because if we're perfectly structured and our bones are stacking on top of our muscles and our muscles are stacking on top of our bones in Tadasana, how can we do that in every pose that we're taking? So how can you find Tadasana here? Good. Press down, inhale, rise up, exalt the pose, flip the right palm up and reach back, 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 getting that nice side extension. And then we'll take the hands to hips, heel, toe, the back foot in, pivot around to the front of the room. On your inhale, reach your arms up, and then on your exhale, eagle pose, left arm swings underneath the right. If that's too difficult for you, you can give yourself a big hug, okay? Pick up the back leg, bend the right knee, eagle wrap. Now, depending on your body, you can either wrap it once or wrap it twice. Sometimes once is good. Oftentimes, if it's too difficult for you to wrap your foot around, then you can just place your foot down or even on a block. Sometimes you like to bow here. Bowing eagle really gets the heart rate up. That's a little bit more advanced. Make sure you're ready for that option. It's a great stretch in your back. Also, it's a great core work, and it really strengthens the pelvis. Inhale up, airplane, nice and slow. Dekasana is really just a means of it to get us to the next pose. So half moon, right hand down, left arm and leg up. So yogis, don't overanalyze these transitions, and remember the transitions are just as important as the poses. So flex your foot. Try not to sink down. Think about reaching up. Awesome job. Revolve the pose. So left hand can go 12 to 14 inches in front of the right foot off to the left, or you can take your hand on a block, reach the right arm up, utilize the back leg, breathing, flex the foot. So good, guys. Take the hands back to frame your right foot, sweep the left leg up, standing split. So in standing split, you can either take the right hand to cup the heel, You can take the left hand to cup the heel. You don't even have to cup the heel at all. You can keep the hands framing the foot. That's a great option too. Some of you like to press up into handstands or play and pendulum swings. If that's what you're doing today, go for that. Just a little playful movement. Nice job, guys. Really good. That's a great way to play and just one day get yourself comfortable with moving into a handstand. And then everybody else, seated twist. Awesome job. Come all the way down. It's all about the effort, yogis. Right hand at the base of the spine. Reach the left arm up. Inhale. And then exhale, bend the elbow and start to twist. Good. So here, if the right bum cheek comes up a little bit, because it's natural for it to lift, that's okay. We don't necessarily want it lifted, but sometimes I hear people say, keep the sit bones down, and if that bothers you, let it lift a little bit, okay? Relax the shoulders. Good, little counter twist, facing the left, maybe bowing down, maybe just stretching the chest. And then we'll rock and roll to right side lunge. From right side lunge, we'll sweep the right leg all the way back and up, one-legged dog. Stay in one-legged dog or take a one-legged vinyasa. Shift forward, one-legged plank, one-legged trianga, one-legged up dog. Maybe knee to nose or maybe sweep the leg up. And we meet in downward face. Breathe. Good. Couple breaths. So in between the vinyasa flows, downward face can act as an amazing resting pose for you. So you can really breathe and feel that out. Step the feet together. Take the left leg all the way back and up. Get the leg nice and high. On the toes, knee to nose. As you're rounding and curling, take the knee to the right tricep. See how that feels. Take the knee to the left tricep. And then inhale, sweep it all the way up to the sky. Look forward, yogis. Step it through. Warrior one. Take your time. Back foot 45. Inhale, reach up. So as we're breathing, we're reaching, we're looking up, we're staying present, we're staying connected to our mantra. Stay in your body, okay? It's so easy to get distracted nowadays. So now try to use this practice to keep your breath strong and your thoughts present. Take your hands to heart. Warrior two, facing the window, the mirrors. Straighten out the legs, zip up the thighs. Inhale, triangle, reach forward. Take it to the shin, foot, or floor. We talked about this on the other side. Where can you emulate? Standing tall, Tadasana, mountain, pulling up out of your joints. Beautiful, yogis. Press down, inhale, rise up. Draw the right arm down. Reach the left arm back, back, back. Feel the whole extension of your side body. Engage your quads. Take your hands onto your hips. Let's heel toe the back foot in. Pivot on around. That eagle pose here, Garudasana. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, right arm under, right leg over. Squeeze your inner thighs. Bend into the knee. Sit low. Good. So if you bowed and you want to bow again, getting that heart rate up, you can bow again. That really gets an extension in the lower back. Feel the core, pull the belly in. Nice and slow. Big inhale, yogi, start to unravel. Dekasana. Airplane is just a transition pose today, unless you'd like to hold it longer. Left hand down in front of the left foot, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon, right arm and leg back and up. Flex your foot. Stay in your body. Stay in the breath. Eventually the eye gaze can go up, really feeling that lifting sensation out of your whole left side. Nice. Take the right hand down, square the hips, reach the left arm up. Revolving triangle. Revolving half moon. These two poses from triangle can get tricky, yogis, so this is so great for our brain. We're feeding our brain here. Slowly release standing split. So just kind of dive down right into that standing leg. Left hand cups the heel, right hand cups the heel. Extend the leg up. Work the body down and the leg up. Work the body down and the leg up. Yes, breathe. Now again, if you want a pendulum swing or play in some handstand practice, go for it. Everybody else, make sure you're breathing on those pendulums. It's inhale, exhale gets you up. Everybody else, seated twist. all the way down. Nice. So this time, the left hand comes to the base of the spine, right arm up, pull the right ribs all the way towards the left, bend the elbow, start to twist. The twisting helps to detox. We're rinsing out the organs, the ascending colon, the descending colon, the spleen, the liver, the kidneys. Our adrenals are getting a massage here. So this is a great pose. Slowly release, facing the right, little counter twist. Nice job, yogis. Come back through center, rock and roll. Sweeping the left leg all the way back and up. Stay here, shift forward maybe. One-legged plank, one-legged chaturanga, one-legged upward face. Draw the knee towards the nose. Downward facing dog, make sure you're breathing. Let's recover by taking child's pose. So come down to the knees, separate the knees wide, bring the toes to touch. Taking a few breaths to recover from that flow. Yogis, remember, you hold the intensity dial here. It's always up to you to turn up the volume or to tone it down. Breathing. Let's find our way to reclining thunderbolt. So from here, tabletop, take the knees together, draw the feet wide, sit your hips back on your heels. If you're flowing from a handstand, you have that option too. See how you feel by just allowing your hips to come down. Think about maybe using a block if you need it. And then if you have something maybe funky going on in the knee or lower back, maybe just take the rock pose like TJ's doing. Again, yogis, that's the beauty, especially about the online yoga that we're doing here together, is that you can always pause to go a little bit deeper and take a little bit more time. You can always maybe go past the pose that you have the knee injury in so it just doesn't feel right. So honor your body, honor where you are, honor what you need. Couple more breaths. Eventually, we can come down the way Sylvia is, really expanding in the full pose. Nice job, yogis. Slowly release. Come on up. Tabletop. Spread your fingertips, curl your toes, find your downward face, and shake it out. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Bend the knees. Shake the head out, yes and no, whatever feels good. Good. Let's take the hands back to meet the feet again, all the way to the back of the mat. This time, let's take our toes and heels together to touch. Press down, inhale, reverse one, dive up. Take the hands together, pull them into your heart center, find your breath. We'll take some balancing poses before we come down on the floor to take more of our yin flow. So the weight is gonna go into the left leg, bend the right knee up into the chest, take a nice tight interlaced grip. Now from here, if you need to use a strap, you can grab a strap or a towel and wrap it underneath your foot. If not, you're gonna take your peace fingers and bind your big toes. Notice how I grab from the inside. This will make it a little bit easier. To make it harder, you can grab from the outside. So it's a yogi's choice. Left hand to hip, root down and extend your leg out. If you need the strap, use the strap. Like we spoke about earlier in the flow, when we balance, we work our brain. Extend the right leg out and the left arm left. Eventually, you can take your eye gaze left. See if you can explore a deeper balance challenge. Nice job, yogis. Come back to center, bend the knee. Left hand can grab the foot for the standing half lotus variation of tree, or take the foot to the inner thigh. That's your yogi's choice. Now from there, maybe stay, maybe explore, see how that feels. Big inhales and big exhales. Good job. Slowly release. Mountain, toes, heels touch, arms down. Weight goes in the right leg. Bend the left knee up into the chest. First, let's interlace and just see how it feels. Working the left and right hemisphere of our brain can kind of make us feel rocky or shaky. If that's where you are, just try to focus your dristi on one spot that's not moving. Now find your peace fingers or use your strap, or maybe just hold the knee. Extend the leg straight out. Find where you can press into the big toe of that right foot. Extend the leg left and the arm right. And then eventually, if you want to challenge your balance, look right. Breathe. And then yogis, come back to center, tree, bend the knee, grab the foot, sit up tall. Relax the muscles of your face and relax your jaw. Beautiful. Get some extension in your lower back here. Try not to sink or arch too much. Feel your shoulder blades relax. Feel your mouth relax. Slowly release. Toes and heels touch. Good, yogis. Inhale. Reach your arms up. If you like that small back bend, go for it. Reaching up and back. Inhale, back up to stand. Exhale, forward fold. Walk it out. Downward facing dog. Take your eye gaze past your hands, bend your knees, and walk, step, or float all the way through to your seat. Extend your legs straight out. Paschimottanasana, hands to feet. Let's walk the buttocks flush back if we need it. Finding our sit bones, get rooted and grounded. Inhale, reach your arms up. And then exhale, come forward. Take your peace finger bind, maybe wrap the feet. Sometimes if you're super flexible in your hamstrings, you can use a block, and you can place the block here, grab the block, so then that really, just like the block can make the floor come up, if you grab the block, it can make your legs longer. So if you have a lot of flexibility, you can use the block to make you go deeper in the pose. So breathing. So good, guys. Slowly release. Bend both knees. Place your feet flat. Either reach your arms forward if you have something funky going on in your shoulders, or reach your arms up. Bend the knees. Either check out your pedicure or extend your legs straight up. Boat pose. Try not to overanalyze these poses, yogis. So much is mind over matter. Lift the chest, lift the legs, engage the core. So good. Slowly release. Place your feet flat. Grab onto the backs of the thighs and roll down one vertebra at a time. Coming all the way down to the back. We'll take the soles of the feet together and let our knees open up wide for Supta Baddha Konasana, reclining butterfly. This is a great yin pose. This is a great way to open up the groins. We did a lot of warriors and we did a lot of lunges, so this is a great way to strengthen and let that flexibility take over. So you can stay here. We also can add a core cultivation, so we can interlace the fingers behind the head. Pull the navel to spine. We'll find 20 crunches. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job, yogis. Extend just the left leg out. Bend the right knee into the body. Nice tight interlace grip down to the webbings of our hands. Relax the shoulders. Keep the elbows in. Big breath in and big breath out. Just let your body adjust from standing to now lying on the ground. And then reach the right arm out. Pull the right knee across the body for knee down, belly twist. This is a great pose to do at this point in your flow because you have done a lot of warriors that have really used your back bends and used your back muscles. This is a great pose to really start to open up here. Breathing, big inhales. Nice job. Slowly release. Release the leg all the way down. And we'll do the other side. Left knee in. Nice tight interlace grip down to the webbings of our hands. This will help to lubricate the joints as we age, help prevent arthritis, keep the shoulders relaxed, keep the elbows in. Just feel the core. Nice. Take a big inhale, and then as you exhale, draw the knee across the body, reach the left arm out, knee down, belly twist. So good. Nice breathing. In these poses, you can really get back to that deep ujjayi. Throughout the flow, we want to constantly breathe, but sometimes when we're really moving through vinyasa, it's difficult to breathe deep ujjayi, so we just tend to go back to just kind of normal breathing. But in the yin poses, you want to use that deep breath because it's that exhalation that's going to allow you to go deeper in your body, especially where you feel the tightness. Come back through center. Bend both knees, place your feet flat. We'll get ready for a bridge. So your feet are just hip distance apart, roll onto the shoulder blades. Inhale, press down and lift up. So as you'll notice, people's bodies will start to do what they want. Sylvia and Jeff started to interlace right away. That's because that's feeling good. We call this umbrella arms. That's really opening up their front body and they're allowing their back body to contract. Their feet are great, yogis. You want to make sure you don't sickle your feet so the toes aren't splaying out or in. The chin is away from the chest so we're not pressing on the neck. Let's slowly release, drop the hips down. So from here, just take your feet wide and let your knees come together to touch. Just getting a little bit of a break from that back bend. And now in the second set, we'll decide if we want to take bridge again or if we want to press up into full wheel. So bring your feet back, hips distance. Either decide if you want to take bridge, which you just did, or find your palms by your ears. Exhale, and then inhale, press down and lift up. In full wheel, that chakrasana, it's that full wheel pose. Your body, again, will start to make the subtle adjustments. The more you press down and lift up, the better you're going to feel. Taking your time, relaxing your face. Back bends are really healing to our emotional state, so feel it out as you breathe. And then slowly release, draw the chin in, come down. Let's give ourselves another hug, pull the knees in, stretching out the lower back. Feel that stretch. And then yogis will decide how we want to take our final inversion. So typically here we will keep the chin away from the chest, take the legs straight up and over in a plow pose. If you felt like plow is just too much, you can take legs up the wall pose, which is the yin version, or you can place a block underneath. Some people like to rock up and take even a headstand, handstand, forearm stand because that's in their practice. Either way, see how this feels. You can either support the lower back, which is a really great option, pushing through your shoulders and elbows. They do both. I know it's hard to see this angle from where you're looking, but what I can see is their chin is away from their chest, which is making sure they're not compressing their cervical spine. So be really mindful about that. And then if you like to go into full shoulder stand, holding on to the lower back, extending the legs straight up. So again, yogis, as you notice, Jeff he decided not to do plow because that would really open up the back where he has that little funkiness going on, but this is fine for him because there's no pulling of the back muscle. So that's a really smart thing to do. Practice wisely for your body. Every day you're different. Really inner spiraling, lifting. TJ's starting to take a couple yogis choices. That's great here. If you like to lotus, if you like to take your legs down, if you like to straddle, everybody's going to be doing a little bit different at this point. We'll take a few more breaths, start to think about the exit strategy. So maybe that's taking the legs back over the head. Maybe that's drawing the knees by the ears, which is always a great option. Utilizing your core to help you roll out one vertebra at a time. And then as soon as your hips touch, pull your core in. Slowly start to take your legs down, and then as soon as your legs come down, find fish. So toes, heels touch. Come on to your elbow. Beautiful, Sylvia. Lift a hard inhale, and then as you drop your head back, yogis, this final back bend, if you like a lion's breath here, if you like fire breath here, whatever type of last deep exhalation to just move out any last energy out of your body. Nice job, yogis. And then slowly releasing, finding your final Savasana. Open up your palms, close your eyes. Yogis, this is what the practice was intended for, was this final resting pose or meditation pose. So maybe you'll take final Savasana, and then maybe you can find that you can sit and take a 10-minute meditation, going through your mantras or just doing a guided visualization, whatever works for you. You just want to make sure that you give yourself an honest 5 minutes, and 5 minutes is really not enough. So stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like. Thank you so much for joining us today on empowermovement.com, and we'll see you soon. Namaste.